So I'm now going to take and build a tool that's more useful and practical for your actual cars. So what we're going to do is now we're going to take and make a new sheet in here. And we're going to say design number. And really, we just care about the input links and output links. That's going to be the things you can get from your design. So I have lever input. Now it's going to be something that we're never going to change. That's going to be something that's based on the size of the car. I think it's based on the Mousetrap. I have to measure it, but I don't have a Mousetrap available. But let's start at 0.5. You can always change this factor. I'm going to say design number 1. Input lever output. These are lengths. If I want to, I can always just put in double click to extend that thing out. I'm going to do lever A. And that's going to be our first system. So let's put some different possibilities in. So let's do a lever that's 1.5. That's a stock Mousetrap. And it's 1.87 or something like that. Let's try one that's 3 inches long. Let's do one that's 6 inches long. And I'm just going to take this guy. I'm going to grab the magic corner. Nope. I'm going to highlight both these guys. And grab the magic corner. It'll automatically count up. This is always going to be the same value. I'm going to make these bold. So and I'm going to also make these go format, wrap. That looks nicer. Maybe a little smaller. And now what's nice here is that our MA is always going to be equal to the input divided by output. So this / this, it's always going to be a small number because even the base Mousetrap has a less than 1. And I want to make these little, that's almost a little gross. So we're going to just take and shorten the number of decimal places to like 3. Yeah, we'll go 3. If I grab this magic solver, it will automatically give me different values. So now we're probably going to need some wheel and axle. So our axle diameter, 1 inches. And we have wheel diameter. And wheel NA. And total MA. And total distance. So let's take and start building some pieces. So our axle diameter is going to be 3/8 for most of them. Is equal to 3/8. By putting equals in front of it, will do the math for me. Equals 3/3/8. That's weird. So instead, I'm going to take and do 0.375. 3/8 is 0.375. I don't know why it's not doing the math for me. Format, number. It somehow put a date in there for me. I do equals initially. There we go. And I'm going to add a second extra 0. And I'm just going to say we're going to start with fixed axle. Let's try a CD 0.2. Let's do a search quickly for, I leave CD diameter. Is 4.75 inches. So let's do 4.75. I'm just going to try that size for all three of them is equal to in divided by the output. Again, it's going to be less than 1. Let's make that less gross. 2 less. Okay. And to get total MA, we're going to just multiply our two mechanical advantages. So it's equal to this times this. Or nope, times this. And that number is going to get, oh, yep. That number should be really small. Again, I'm going to shrink the number of decimal places down to like 4. And we're going to do this is equal to 1 slash this. So now we can take and highlight these 3 cells. And I'm going to, oh, let's bring this and make this also not a gross number. Grab the magic corner. Oh, I missed. Grab the magic corner. And we can see our total distance multiplier. So as we change the lever, we're going to get different mechanical advantages. We can also take this whole group, copy them. Let's take and let's fix the axle, the output lever to 3 inches. And let's change instead and see what happens if we change our wheel diameter. Let's make our axle, let's change our axle. We'll put shims around the axle. So let's make this 0.5, 0.75. We hit 1. We could also say, let's change our wheels to records. Standard record is 12 inches in diameter. So I'm going to take all these, put them in, except change this to 12 inch, 12 inch, 12 inch. And this is nice. Let's take and figure out what that really means. So we're going to take, and I'm going to first, let's make it so we can make this scrollable. If I grab this bar here, now as I scroll, that will say there. We can do the same thing over here. And really, I want my total MA and distance multiplier. So I'm going to take and cut these entire things. Insert 2 columns to the left of here. And paste these in. That's a little nicer to look at. So if this gets really long, if I add more systems, they're all going to get added to the right, and this should just get updated to factor in whatever other systems you need. So if you have more than 2 systems, this is multiplier should update automatically. It might be useful now to also add I'm going to add one more insert to the left. Lever, travel, list. That's also going to be in inches. And we're just going to make that 2 times the input lever. Because the mousetrap should move from one end to the other. Really, it's the circumference. So actually, we can do treat it like a circle. So actually, so it's going to be pi times. I'm going to take and drag this down. And we're going to take and make those numbers less gross. All right. And we can add one more to the left. Yes. Now this is definitely a guess of how far our car should go. So the way we're going to get that is we're going to take our distance here, then multiply that by our distance multiplier, and divide that whole thing by 12. So that would be a 6-foot car. And so that's 18 feet. We probably can go much more aggressive. So maybe instead of these 3s, maybe we should change these all to 6s. our best is now 18 is a little bit farther. 37. So it looks like that combination is the 6-inch lever bar plus 12-inch wheel with the small axle. Maybe we should take and add a column here, add one row, insert one above. I'm going to take and copy all these values. But I'm going to change this axle to 0.375. So that gets me to 300 or 50 feet. I'm going to make this down to no decimal places. That seems like a really good starting point. Is a record for a wheel and a 6-inch extension bar. Because 50 feet seems like I kind of want to travel between 30 and 50 feet. So a lot of these designs I wouldn't even bother trying, but these two seem like they're reasonable. And that's with the record and with a shim and without a shim on the axle. So you can use this to test out all different designs. If you have a third system, you would just take these 3 columns, add those over here with whatever tools, their pulleys or axles, there's extra levers, I don't know, whatever system you're going to throw in there. And when you do that, you're going to add the multiplication, add one more multiplication at the end of this, and it will let you calculate all different types of travel vehicles and let you figure out what size to use and shape for your parts.